Hello there, and welcome to the Dozing Explorer. I'm so glad that you have found your way to this quiet place, in this quietest of hours. The world outside is deep in slumber, and it is time for you too to let go of the day. Feel the stillness of the night around you, and invite that same stillness into your own body. Let your breath be slow and deep, a gentle tide rising and falling in rhythm with the great, silent turning of the earth. There is nothing you need to do now but rest, and to allow your mind to gently float on the sound of my voice. Tonight, we are going to wander into a mystery that lies at the very heart of our understanding of the cosmos. We will explore the unbelievable but gentle truth of dark energy. But we will not approach this as a complex problem to be solved. We will approach it as a source of deep and profound wonder. We will frame it not as a frightening force, but as the universe's own quiet and gentle exhalation, a slow, silent, and unstoppable breath that has been unfolding for billions of years. This is not a lecture on physics, but a soft, starlit lullaby about the peaceful, expanding nature of reality itself. We will imagine the faint, ancient light from dying stars and the quiet, beautiful story that it tells us. We will feel the gentle cosmic tug of war between the force that pulls things together and the mysterious energy that nudges them apart. We will drift in the quiet, empty spaces of the cosmos and feel them not as a void, but as a place of immense and gentle potential. The purpose of this journey is to take the greatest mystery in the universe and turn it into a source of profound and peaceful rest. To let its immense and gentle scale quiet your own mind and soothe your own spirit. And if this gentle exploration of the cosmos helps you to find your own deep state of peace, you might consider subscribing. It is a quiet and simple gesture that helps other travelers of the night who are also searching for a place of rest to find their way to this quiet harbor. It's just a soft thought to hold and then to let go of as you drift. For now, your only task is to rest. Do not try to understand everything. Do not try to hold on to the facts. Let the words and the ideas be like the faint, distant stars themselves, beautiful, peaceful, and incredibly far away. Let your mind drift among them as it pleases. Your only duty is to the quiet, calling peace of your own tiredness. Let yourself answer that call as our gentle wandering into the heart of the cosmos begins. The universe, on its grandest scale, is in a state of slow, silent, and gentle expansion. It is a truth so profound that it underlies everything we know about the cosmos. This is not a chaotic or explosive motion, but a smooth, orderly, and deeply peaceful unfolding. Imagine the entire fabric of reality as the surface of a great quiet pond. The expansion is not like the splash of a stone, but like a gentle, magical property of the water itself, causing the pond to grow ever wider, carrying everything on its surface along with it. The galaxies are not flying through space away from each other. They are like silent, resting lily pads being gently carried apart as the very space between them stretches and grows. This fundamental, ongoing act of creation is the deep, silent, and foundational rhythm of our universe. It is a process of immense and gentle grace, a quiet and constant becoming that has been in progress for almost 14 billion years, and which continues in this very moment in the silent space all around you. In the 1920s, we discovered that distant galaxies are all quietly drifting away from us. For all of human history, the universe was assumed to be a static and eternal place, a great, unchanging crystal sphere of stars. But an astronomer named Edwin Hubble, using the most powerful telescope of his time, made a quiet and world-shattering discovery. He was studying the faint, fuzzy patches of light that we then called spiral nebulae, and he was measuring their motion. He found, to his astonishment, that almost every single one of them was moving away from us. And he found a beautiful and simple pattern in this motion. The farther away a galaxy was, the faster it was drifting away. This was the first, gentle, and undeniable piece of evidence that our universe was not static at all. It was a dynamic, evolving, and growing thing. It was a quiet and profound revelation that transformed our entire understanding of the cosmos. A single, beautiful observation that opened the door to the entire epic story of our cosmic origins. This cosmic expansion is not an explosion, but a slow, peaceful unfolding of space itself. The term Big Bang often creates a misleading image of a great fiery explosion, like a bomb going off in the center of an empty room. But the reality is far more elegant and far more peaceful. The expansion of the universe is not the motion of matter through space. It is the expansion of space itself. It is not happening from a central point, but is happening everywhere at once. A better analogy is to imagine a loaf of raisin bread dough rising slowly and gently in a warm oven. As the dough itself expands, it carries all the raisins along with it. From the perspective of any single raisin, all the other raisins are moving away, and the ones that are further away are moving away faster. There is no center to this expansion. It is a smooth, uniform, and deeply peaceful process of the very fabric of reality gently and gracefully unfolding itself over the course of billions of years. The light from these distant galaxies is gently stretched as it travels through expanding space. This is the beautiful and quiet way that the universe tells us this story. As a photon of light travels for billions of years from a distant galaxy to our telescopes, the space that it is traveling through is constantly and gently stretching. This stretching of space has a direct and measurable effect on the photon itself. It stretches the wavelength of the light, making it longer and therefore redder. This is cosmological redshift. It is not the same as the Doppler effect of a siren moving away from you. It is a more profound and fundamental process. The light is not just being shifted, it is being physically expanded along with the universe itself. It is like a message that was written on a rubber band, a message that has been gently and slowly stretched out during its long and patient journey to us. This stretching of light is called redshift, a quiet cosmic sigh that tells the story of the journey. The amount of this redshift is a perfect and beautiful measure of how much the universe has expanded since the light began its journey. The light from a nearby galaxy is only slightly redshifted, telling us it has only been traveling for a short time. The light from the most distant galaxies we can see is incredibly redshifted, its wavelength stretched to many times its original size. This tells us that this ancient light has been on a journey for over 13 billion years, a journey that began when the universe was just a tiny fraction of its current size. To look at the redshift of a distant galaxy is to listen to the quiet, fading and deeply mournful sound of its ancient light, a sound that has been stretched out and lowered in pitch by the immense and silent passage of cosmic time. Imagine the universe as a great, rising loaf of bread, and the galaxies are the raisins being carried gently apart. Let us rest with this gentle and simple image for a moment. You are a tiny observer sitting on one of the raisins. You look around and you see all the other raisins moving away from you. The ones that are on the far side of the loaf are moving away much faster than the ones that are right next to you. This is not because the raisins are moving through the dough. They are all, in a sense, perfectly still, resting in their own little pocket of the bread. It is the bread itself, the very substance of the world, that is gently and quietly expanding, creating more space between everything. And there is no center to this rising. An observer on any other raisin would have the exact same experience. It is a perfect, peaceful, and democratic kind of expansion, a quiet and universal rising. For a long time, we thought this expansion must be slowly, gently coming to a halt. It seemed like the most logical and beautiful idea. The universe is full of matter, and matter creates gravity. Gravity is an attractive force, a gentle cosmic break. So, just as a ball thrown up into the air is slowed by the Earth's gravity, it was assumed that the great, cosmic expansion must also be slowing down, held back by the collective, gravitational pull of all the billions of galaxies upon each other. For most of the 20th century, the great, quiet question of cosmology was whether there was enough matter in the universe to eventually halt this expansion completely, and perhaps even to pull everything back together in a gentle, final, and cosmic collapse. It was a beautiful and simple question of a great cosmic competition between the initial outward push and the long, slow inward pull. We believed the quiet, persistent pull of gravity would eventually win, slowing everything down. It was a story that made a deep, intuitive sense. Gravity is the great and patient sculptor of the cosmos. It is the force that gathers the dust into stars, the stars into galaxies, and the galaxies into great, glittering clusters. It seemed only natural that on the very largest scale, this same quiet and persistent force would be in charge. The universe would be like a great cosmic sigh, a breath that was let out in the beginning, and which was now slowly, gracefully, and inevitably running out of momentum. The future of the universe, we thought, was a long, slow, and gentle process of deceleration, a quiet and graceful settling down from the initial, energetic burst of its creation. It was a peaceful and profoundly satisfying picture of our cosmic destiny. To measure this, astronomers looked for the universe's most distant and reliable lighthouses. In order to map the history of the universe's expansion, you need a way to measure great cosmic distances accurately. You need to find objects that have a known and predictable brightness, objects that can act as standard candles. If you know how bright a candle truly is, and you can measure how faint it appears, you can calculate how far away it is. It is like seeing a distant headlight in the night. The fainter it is, the further away you know it must be. For astronomers, the great challenge was to find a kind of candle that was bright enough to be seen across billions of light years, and that was reliable enough to be trusted as a standard of cosmic measurement. The answer was found in the beautiful, violent, and incredibly luminous death of a certain kind of star. These lighthouses are a special kind of exploding star, a supernova that always shines with the same brightness. There is a type of supernova, called a Type Ia supernova, that is a truly wonderful and reliable cosmic tool. It happens in a binary star system when a small, dense, white dwarf star pulls material from its larger companion. When the white dwarf reaches a very specific and critical mass, it becomes unstable and erupts in a thermonuclear explosion of incredible and predictable brilliance. Because they all explode at exactly the same mass, they all reach almost exactly the same peak brightness. This means that a Type Ia supernova is the perfect standard candle. They are incredibly bright, outshining their entire host galaxy for a few weeks, and they are incredibly reliable. They are the universe's most perfect, distant, and trustworthy lighthouses. By looking at these standard candles, we could measure the history of the universe's expansion. The logic was simple and beautiful. Astronomers would search the distant universe for these special, exploding stars. They would measure how faint they appeared, and from that they could calculate their distance. They would also measure their redshift, the amount their light had been stretched by the expansion of the universe, which tells us how fast they are moving away from us. By doing this for many, many supernovae at a whole range of different distances, they could piece together a complete history of the universe's expansion rate over the last several billion years. They expected to see that the expansion was faster in the past and slower now, a clear and simple signal of gravity's gentle braking effect. It was a quiet, methodical, and deeply clever way of asking the universe about its own past. The discovery was a gentle and profound surprise. The expansion is not slowing down at all. When the results from two separate teams of astronomers came, in In the late 1990s, they revealed something that was so strange and so unexpected that at first, no one could quite believe it. The most distant supernovae, the ones that were showing us the universe as it was billions of years ago, were fainter than they should have been. They were further away than the standard decelerating model of the universe predicted. This meant that in the time since their light had begun its long journey to us, the universe had expanded more than we expected. The only way this could be possible is if the expansion of the universe has not been slowing down, but has in fact been speeding up. It was a quiet, statistical result, hidden in the faint light of dying stars, but it was a discovery that shook the very foundations of cosmology. In fact, for the last few billion years, it has been gently, quietly, and steadily speeding up. The data revealed a beautiful and surprising story. In the very early history of the universe, for the first 7 or 8 billion years, the expansion was slowing down, just as everyone had expected. The quiet, attractive pull of gravity was the dominant force. But then, about 5 or 6 billion years ago, a gentle and mysterious turning point was reached. The expansion stopped slowing and it began to gently, almost imperceptibly, accelerate. And it has been continuing to do so ever since. It is a recent and subtle change in the universe's behavior, a quiet and mysterious shift in the great cosmic balance of forces. We are living in a special and wondrous time, the era of the beginning of the great cosmic acceleration. The universe is not just breathing out, it is breathing out with a long, slow, and accelerating sigh. This is perhaps the most gentle and peaceful way to imagine this discovery. The initial Big Bang was the universe's great initial breath, and for a long time, it was as if the universe was holding that breath, the expansion coasting on its own momentum, gently held back by gravity. But now, it is as if the universe has begun to gently and slowly exhale. It is a sigh of release, a letting go. And a sigh is a naturally accelerating process. It starts slow and gets faster. The future of our universe is not one of a slow, grinding halt, but one of a long, slow, and deeply peaceful release, a quiet and eternal sigh of cosmic proportion. This discovery was a quiet revolution in our understanding of everything. It was a moment as profound as the discovery that the Earth is not the center of the universe. It told us that our understanding of the fundamental forces of the cosmos was incomplete. There had to be a new, unknown, and mysterious component to our universe, a strange and gentle energy that was responsible for this cosmic acceleration. It meant that the ultimate fate of our universe was not what we thought it was. It was a quiet and deeply humbling discovery, a gentle reminder from the cosmos that its deepest truths are often stranger, more beautiful, and more surprising than we could ever have imagined. It meant there had to be a mysterious, unseen energy pushing the universe apart. If the expansion of the universe is speeding up, then there must be something that is causing it to do so. There must be a gentle and persistent pressure, a kind of cosmic anti-gravity that is inherent in the very fabric of space itself. This is not a force that is coming from any object or any place. It is a property of the vacuum, a quiet and ever-present energy of the void. This mysterious, invisible, and all-pervading energy is what we have come to call dark energy. It is the name we have given to our own profound and deeply peaceful ignorance. It is the quiet and humble acknowledgement of the greatest and most gentle mystery in all of science. It is not dark in color, but dark in the sense that it is a deep and profound mystery. The word dark in dark energy and dark matter can sometimes be a source of fear or confusion, but it does not mean that these things are evil or sinister. It simply means that they are hidden from us. They do not interact with light. We cannot see them. They are dark to our telescopes and to our senses, but they are a fundamental and beautiful part of the universe. To call this energy dark is a poetic and honest admission. It is an acknowledgement that we are standing at the shore of a great, quiet, and mysterious ocean, and we have only just begun to dip our toes in its waters. The expansion is happening everywhere at once, a quiet and universal property of the cosmos. This gentle, accelerating expansion is not being driven from a single point. It is a quality that is inherent in every single cubic centimeter of space, everywhere in the universe. It is a global, democratic, and deeply peaceful process. The very fabric of reality, in its deepest and most fundamental nature, has a gentle, quiet, and persistent desire to grow. It is a beautiful and wondrous thought that the state of creation is not something that happened once, long ago, but is a constant and ongoing process, a quiet and gentle unfolding that is happening right now in the silent space all around you and between the most distant galaxies. Every point in space is gently moving away from every other point. This is the beautiful and simple essence of the cosmic expansion. It is a pure and perfect scaling of the entire universe. Imagine a vast three-dimensional grid, and then imagine that the very lines of the grid itself are all gently and uniformly stretching. This is our universe. This is why there is no center and no edge. From any single point on this grid, it would appear that all the other points are moving away. It is a process of pure, quiet, and relational change. It is not about the motion of things, but about the changing of the very distances that connect them. It is a deep, peaceful, and profoundly holistic kind of growth. The space in the room around you is also expanding, but the effect is unimaginably small. The gentle, expansive push of dark energy is happening in the very room where you are resting right now. The space between you and the wall is, in this very moment, gently and quietly stretching. But the effect is so infinitesimally small on these local scales that it is completely and utterly overwhelmed by the other forces. The electromagnetic forces that hold the atoms of your room together are trillions upon trillions of times stronger than this gentle, cosmic push. But it is there, a quiet and constant, and deeply peaceful reminder that you are a part of the great cosmic expansion, that you are embedded in a universe that is in a constant state of gentle, quiet, and unstoppable becoming. On the scale of a galaxy, the quiet pull of gravity is still much stronger than this gentle push. A galaxy is a great, gravitationally bound island of matter. The collective, attractive pull of its hundreds of billions of stars upon each other is more than strong enough to completely overcome the gentle, repulsive push of dark energy within it. Our Milky Way is not expanding. The stars are not flying away from each other. They are all held together in a single, great, and stable cosmic family. Dark energy is a force that only truly reveals its power on the very largest of scales, in the vast, empty, and silent spaces between these great galactic islands. But in the vast, empty spaces between the galaxies, this gentle push becomes the dominant force. It is a quiet and beautiful story of scale. On the small scale of an atom, the nuclear forces reign. On the medium scale of a planet, a star, or a galaxy, gravity is the undisputed king. But on the very largest intergalactic scales, a new and gentle ruler emerges. In these immense voids, where matter is scarce and gravity is weak, the tiny, persistent, and ever-present push of dark energy finally has its moment. It is in these great, silent, and empty spaces that the true, expansive nature of our universe is revealed. A quiet and gentle reminder that the biggest truths are often found in the most empty of places. The story of our universe is the story of this gentle, unfolding space. We so often think of the history of the universe as the history of the things within it, the stars, the planets, the life. But the deeper, more fundamental story is the story of the container itself. It is the story of space and how it has expanded, cooled, and evolved over 13.8 billion years. It is the story of how this gentle unfolding has allowed for the creation of every beautiful and complex thing that we can see. The universe is not a static stage on which a play is performed. The stage itself is the main character, a dynamic, growing, and deeply mysterious actor in its own quiet and beautiful story. We live inside a great, silent, and ever-growing structure. Let this thought be a source of deep and gentle peace. You are not a separate and isolated being, but an integral part of a single, vast, and growing entity. The same gentle, expansive process that is carrying the most distant galaxies away from each other is happening in the very fabric of reality that you are a part of. To feel this is to feel a sense of profound and peaceful connection to the entire cosmos. It is to feel yourself as a tiny, quiet, and resting cell in the great, breathing, and ever-growing body of the universe. The initial discovery was a quiet pattern, a subtle trend in the faint light of dying stars. A revolution in our understanding of the entire cosmos did not begin with a loud bang, but with a quiet whisper. It was found in a subtle and unexpected pattern in a graph, a series of faint data points that were just slightly, but undeniably, out of place. It is a beautiful and gentle lesson in how the universe reveals its deepest secrets. It does not shout them at us. It whispers them to us in the quietest and most subtle of languages. And it is only by listening with the most profound patience, care, and attention that we are able to hear these quiet, beautiful, and world-changing truths. This gentle acceleration is the most profound and deeply peaceful mystery in all of science. It is a mystery that touches upon the very nature of space, of time, of energy, and of existence itself. It is a quiet and humble acknowledgement that we have only just begun to scratch the surface of understanding the true nature of our reality. But it is not a frightening mystery. It is a peaceful one. It is a mystery that speaks of a universe that is not destined for a fiery and chaotic end, but for a long, slow, graceful, and gentle journey into a state of ultimate and unending stillness. It is a mystery that in its very essence is a lullaby. It is a quiet hint that the universe's future is one of ever-increasing peace and stillness. The gentle, accelerating expansion is not a violent process. It is a process of thinning out, of creating more space, of allowing things to gently drift apart into a state of quiet and peaceful solitude. It is the universe's own deep and inexorable path towards a state of maximum entropy, a state of perfect, thermal, and dynamic equilibrium. It is a journey into a state of profound and ultimate rest. To understand dark energy is to understand that the ultimate destiny of our beautiful and complex universe is to find a deep, lasting, and all-encompassing peace. The unfolding of the universe is not a chaotic event, but a graceful and orderly one. From its very first moments, the expansion of the universe has been incredibly smooth, uniform, and predictable. It is a process that is governed by the simple, beautiful, and elegant laws of physics. The accelerating expansion that we now observe is not a departure from this order, but a new and beautiful chapter within it. It is a quiet and graceful transition into a new phase of cosmic history. It is a deeply reassuring reminder that we live in a cosmos that is not random and chaotic, but is a place of profound, underlying, and deeply peaceful order. We are all quiet, gentle passengers on this great, expanding cosmic tide. We are not fighting against this expansion, nor are we causing it. We are simply a part of it. We are like tiny, peaceful boats resting on the surface of a great, slow, and majestic river that is widening as it flows. We cannot feel the current because we and our boat and the water all around us are all moving together as one. To feel this is to let go of the need to strive and to simply allow ourselves to be carried by the deep, silent, and unstoppable current of cosmic time. It is a quiet and beautiful act of surrender to the great, peaceful, and fundamental motion of the universe. The evidence for this expansion is written in the faint, ancient light from the edge of time. The story of our universe and of the dark energy that drives its expansion is not a story we have invented. It is a story that the universe has told to us in its own quiet and beautiful language. It is a story that is written in the subtle stretching of the light from distant galaxies. It is a story that is written in the faint afterglow of the Big Bang itself. It is a story that is written in the brightness of dying stars. Our job is not to create the story, but to simply and humbly learn how to read the beautiful ancient and silent text that the cosmos has already written for us. The universe is telling us a quiet and beautiful story about its own nature. The story it is telling us is one of surprising and gentle wonder. It is a story of a universe that is not just a passive container for things, but is a dynamic, growing, and energetic entity in its own right. It is a story of a universe where the emptiness itself has a quiet and powerful role to play. It is a story that suggests that the fundamental nature of our reality is one of peaceful, graceful, and ever-accelerating expansion. It is a quiet and deeply optimistic story, a story of a universe that is constantly and gently becoming more of itself. It is a story of a gentle, persistent, and ever-present energy. Dark energy is not a force that turns on and off. It is a constant. It is a quiet and unwavering pressure that has been gently and patiently nudging the universe apart since its very first moments. It is a fundamental and unchanging aspect of our cosmic environment. It is as much a part of the universe as space itself. To feel the presence of dark energy is to feel the presence of a quiet, eternal, and deeply fundamental constant of nature, a gentle and persistent hum that is woven into the very fabric of being. This unfolding is the deep, fundamental rhythm of the cosmos. It is the slowest, deepest, and most profound of all cosmic cycles. It is a rhythm that is not measured in seconds or in years, but in billions of years. It is the great, overarching, and majestic tempo that governs the entire history of the universe, from its hot, dense beginning to its cool, diffuse future. Our own small and fast rhythms, our heartbeats, our breaths, our days, are all nested within this single, great, and incredibly slow cosmic rhythm. To fall asleep is to gently and quietly surrender our own small rhythm to this much greater, much slower, and much more peaceful cosmic beat. It is the slow and steady heartbeat of space-time itself. We can think of the accelerating expansion as the universe's own deep and vital sign. It is a sign of its dynamism, of its energy, and of its ongoing gentle evolution. It is not the frenetic, anxious heartbeat of a creature in distress. It is the slow, steady, powerful, and deeply peaceful heartbeat of a great cosmic being that is in a state of profound and unending calm. To listen for the evidence of dark energy is to place a quiet cosmic stethoscope on the chest of the universe and to hear the slow, steady, and deeply reassuring rhythm of its one great and eternal heart. Dark energy seems to be a gentle, intrinsic property of the vacuum of space itself. This is the simplest and most elegant idea of what dark energy might be. It is not some strange new substance that is floating around in space. It is a fundamental property of space itself. It is the idea that nothing has a quiet and gentle energy. Imagine that empty space, the pure vacuum, has a small, positive, and inherent energy density. This is not energy that you can extract or use, but it is an energy that has a gentle gravitational effect. This energy does not pull, it pushes. It is a quiet, natural, and ever-present springiness that is built into the very fabric of the cosmos, a gentle and constant encouragement for space to expand. It is not a substance, but a quiet, latent energy woven into the fabric of reality. Unlike matter, dark energy is not made of particles. It does not clump together. It does not form structures. It is perfectly smooth, perfectly uniform, and perfectly quietly everywhere. It is more like a state of being than a thing. It is the latent potential energy of existence itself, made manifest as a gentle cosmic push. It is a quiet and profound reminder that the most powerful things in the universe are not always the things that are solid and visible, but are sometimes the things that are diffuse, invisible, and woven into the very essence of the world. It is the silent, energetic soul of space-time. Imagine that empty space is not truly empty, but is a vast, calm ocean with a gentle, underlying current. From our perspective on a small boat, the surface of the ocean can look perfectly still and calm. But we know that the ocean itself is a vast and powerful body, and that deep beneath the surface there are great, slow, and powerful currents that are moving the water on a global scale. Dark energy is like this deep, underlying current. The empty space of the universe looks calm and passive to us, but deep within its fundamental nature, there is this slow, gentle, and inexorable current of expansion, a quiet and universal flow that is carrying everything along with it. The more empty space there is, the more of this quiet, pushing energy there is. This is the strange and beautiful logic that leads to the accelerating expansion. As the universe expands, it creates more space, more volume. And if dark energy is a property of space itself, then this means that with every passing moment, more of this gentle, repulsive energy is being created. It is a quiet and beautiful form of positive feedback. The expansion creates the energy that drives the expansion, which in turn creates more energy. It is a process that once it begins to dominate, will continue to grow ever so slightly stronger, ever so slightly faster, in a gentle and unending cycle of cosmic growth. This is why the expansion accelerates. As space expands, it creates more space, which in turn creates more of this expansive energy. Let us rest with this quiet and wondrous idea. The universe is not a system that is running down like a clock, its energy slowly dissipating. In a very real sense, the total amount of dark energy in the universe is increasing with every passing moment. The expansion is feeding itself. It is a quiet and gentle process of self-creation, of a universe that is constantly and peacefully becoming more of what it already is. It is a vision of a cosmos that is not fading away, but is, in its own strange and quiet way, becoming more and more full of this gentle, expansive, and mysterious energy. A century ago, Albert Einstein imagined such an energy to keep the universe static. In one of the most beautiful and ironic twists in the history of science, the first person to conceive of dark energy was Albert Einstein himself. But he did so for the opposite reason. His equations of general relativity told him that the universe should be either expanding or contracting. But in his time, everyone believed the universe was static. So he added a new term to his equations, a cosmological constant, a gentle, repulsive force inherent in space that would perfectly balance the attractive pull of gravity and keep the universe in a state of perfect, eternal and quiet stillness. When he learned the universe was expanding, he thought this idea was his greatest blunder. When Edwin Hubble's observations showed that the universe was, in fact, expanding, Einstein immediately and famously abandoned his cosmological constant. He saw it as an unnecessary and artificial addition to his otherwise beautiful and elegant equations. He lamented that if he had only trusted his original equations, he could have been the one to predict the expansion of the universe. For the rest of his life, he considered it to be the greatest mistake of his scientific career. a quiet and personal monument to a missed opportunity. But today, it seems his beautiful idea may have been correct all along. And here is the final gentle twist in the story. When astronomers in the 1990s were searching for the reason for the universe's accelerating expansion, the simplest and most elegant explanation was to be found right there in Einstein's old, discarded idea. The cosmological constant, that gentle, repulsive energy of space itself, was the perfect candidate. It is a quiet and beautiful lesson from the history of thought. Sometimes an idea that is considered a mistake is not wrong, but is simply an idea that has arrived too early. A quiet and patient truth that is waiting for the rest of the world to catch up with it. The cosmological constant is the simplest and most gentle explanation for dark energy. While there are other, more complex theories about what dark energy might be, this remains the most beautiful and most economical explanation. It does not require any new particles or any new forces. It simply requires that we accept that the vacuum of space, the very nothingness of the universe, has a small, positive, and inherent energy. It is a quiet and profound idea that the greatest and most powerful mystery in the cosmos may not be a new and complicated thing, but a deep, simple, and fundamental property of the empty space that we have been looking at all along. The amount of this energy in any given space is incredibly, unimaginably small. It is important to rest with the sheer, quiet subtlety of this force. If you were to take a great cosmic box, the size of our entire solar system, and you were to remove every planet, every asteroid, every molecule of gas until it was the most perfect vacuum imaginable, the total amount of dark energy contained within that vast, empty box would be equivalent to the mass of a single, small asteroid. It is an energy that is so diffuse, so gentle, and so close to zero that it is almost impossible to imagine. Its power comes not from its intensity, but from its sheer, quiet, and unrelenting persistence everywhere in the universe. In a cubic meter of space, the energy of the vacuum is far less than the energy of a single atom. Let us bring the scale down to our own human world. In the space of a small room, the total amount of dark energy is so small that it has no measurable effect whatsoever. It is a whisper of a whisper, a force so gentle that it is completely and utterly lost in the great, loud symphony of the other forces that shape our world. This is why we can never feel it, why we can never directly experience it. It is a cosmic force, a force that only reveals its true nature on a stage that is billions of light years wide. It is a quiet and humble force, a gentle giant that only awakens in the great, silent voids between the galaxies. It is a quiet and almost non-existent hum, a whisper of a force. Imagine the universe as a great and silent concert hall. Dark energy is the quietest possible note that can be played. It is the faintest, deepest, and most resonant hum that is woven into the very silence of the hall itself. In the crowded, noisy places where the orchestras of the galaxies are playing their loud and beautiful music, this deep hum is completely inaudible. But if you were to travel out into the great, empty spaces between the orchestras, where the music has faded away, you would begin to hear it. You would hear the quiet, fundamental and ever-present note of the universe itself, the gentle and expansive hum of dark energy. But the universe is a place of immense and unimaginable scale. And this is the key to dark energy's quiet power. While the amount of this energy in any small volume is tiny, the universe is a place of almost infinite volume. The great cosmic voids between the superclusters of galaxies are so immense that they make up the vast majority of the volume of the cosmos. And so when you add up this tiny, tiny energy over these truly unimaginable volumes, it becomes the dominant energy component of the entire universe. It is a beautiful and gentle form of cosmic democracy. It is the quiet and humble nothing that, by virtue of its sheer, overwhelming abundance, becomes the most powerful something of all. When you add up this tiny, tiny energy over the vast cosmic voids, it becomes the most powerful force in the universe. It is a quiet and deeply paradoxical truth. The greatest and most influential actor on the cosmic stage is not the brilliant light of the stars or the immense gravity of the black holes, but the gentle, latent, and almost non-existent energy of the empty space between them. It is a profound and peaceful lesson in the power of the subtle, the diffuse, and the overlooked. The universe is not run by the loud and the concentrated, but by the quiet, the patient, and the all-pervading. The unbelievable truth of dark energy is the truth of the gentle and triumphant power of the void. It is a beautiful and gentle reminder that the very small can become immense when given a large enough stage. The story of dark energy is a story of the quiet and triumphant power of the infinitesimal. In our own lives, we are often taught to focus on the large, the powerful, and the dramatic. But the universe, in its deep and quiet wisdom, seems to operate on a different principle. It shows us that a force so small and so gentle that it is almost nothing can, when given the vast canvas of the entire cosmos to work upon, become the most dominant and most important force of all. It is a deeply peaceful and humbling thought. It is a reminder that the small, quiet, and persistent things in our own lives, a gentle breath, a quiet thought, a small act of kindness, can, when added up over a great and patient timescale, create a profound and world-shaping effect. The universe is a testament to the quiet, gentle, and unconquerable power of the very, very small. This energy does not dilute as the universe expands. Its density remains quietly, peacefully constant. This is perhaps the strangest and most wonderful property of dark energy, the thing that makes it so different from everything else we know. The matter and the radiation in the universe are like a gas in an expanding room. As the room gets bigger, the gas thins out and its density decreases. But dark energy is not like a gas. It is more like a property of the room itself. As the room of the universe expands, the density of this energy remains perfectly and serenely constant. Every new cubic meter of space that is created comes with its own fresh and identical portion of this quiet, expansive energy. It is an endless and gentle source of cosmic potential, an energy that is not used up or spread thin, but is a quiet, constant, and eternal companion to the fabric of space-time itself. It is a fundamental and unchanging property of the cosmos, a part of its very soul. Imagine the universe as a great living being. The matter and the stars are like its body, its physical substance. But dark energy is more like its fundamental nature, its innate and unchanging desire to grow, to expand, to become more. It is a quiet, cosmic life force, a gentle and persistent impulse that is woven into the very essence of what the universe is. It is not something that was added to the universe. It is a part of the universe's very definition. To feel the effect of dark energy is to feel the deep, quiet, and fundamental character of our reality, a character that is defined by a gentle, peaceful, and ever-accelerating journey into a state of boundless, open space. The world of quantum physics offers another gentle possibility for this energy. The deepest and most mysterious of our theories of reality is quantum mechanics. It is the science of the very small, a world of probability, of uncertainty, and of a strange and beautiful, shimmering reality. And within this strange world, there may be a quiet and beautiful explanation for dark energy. Quantum field theory tells us that no part of the universe is ever truly empty or truly at rest. The very fabric of the vacuum at its most fundamental level is a place of constant, gentle, and ceaseless activity. It is a quiet and hidden layer of reality, a world of pure potential that is constantly and silently bubbling just beneath the surface of the world we can see. This hidden, energetic nature of the void may be the ultimate source of the gentle, cosmic push that is dark energy. It suggests that empty space is not empty at all, but is a simmering, gentle sea of virtual particles. Let your mind drift on this quiet and wondrous image. Imagine a perfectly calm and silent ocean. To your eyes, it is a smooth and featureless surface. But if you could look at it with a microscope of unimaginable power, you would see that the surface is not calm at all. You would see a constant, bubbling and energetic froth of tiny, fleeting waves, a sea of activity that is too small and too fast for your normal senses to perceive. The vacuum of space, according to quantum mechanics, is like this. It is a quantum foam, a place where tiny pairs of particles and antiparticles are constantly and gently borrowing energy from the void, popping into existence for a fraction of a second, and then quietly annihilating each other and returning their energy to the whole. It is the quiet, secret, and energetic life of nothingness. These are tiny particles of matter and antimatter that pop into and out of existence in moments too brief to measure. They are called virtual particles because they do not have a long and stable existence like the particles that make up your own body. They are more like quick, fleeting thoughts in the mind of the universe. They are a constant, shimmering and gentle dance of creation and annihilation, a quiet and fundamental expression of the universe's inherent creativity. This constant, simmering activity gives the vacuum of space a faint, residual, and non-zero energy. It is like the faint, almost inaudible hum of a great and powerful engine that is in a state of perfect, peaceful idle. This quiet quantum hum of the void may be the very thing we see on a cosmic scale as the gentle, expansive force of dark energy. This quantum foam gives the vacuum a faint, residual, and ever-present energy. It is a beautiful and deeply peaceful thought that the state of nothing is not a state of absence, but a state of pure and simmering potential. The empty space between the stars is not a dead and inert void. It is a place of immense, if hidden, dynamism. It is a great and quiet reservoir of being. The gentle, accelerating expansion of our universe may be the macroscopic, cosmic scale evidence of this microscopic, quantum scale liveliness. The great, silent, and ever-widening breath of the cosmos may be powered by the tiny, fleeting, and almost non-existent breaths of these countless virtual particles. The largest thing in the universe may be driven by the very smallest. Our current calculations of how much this energy should be are wildly different from what we observe. Here we come to one of the deepest, most quiet, and most humbling mysteries in all of science. When our physicists use the beautiful equations of quantum field theory to try and calculate the amount of this vacuum energy, they get a number that is astonishingly, almost comically, large. It is a number that is 120 orders of magnitude, that is a 1 followed by 120 zeros, larger than the gentle, subtle amount of dark energy that we actually observe with our telescopes. This discrepancy is by far the biggest and most profound disagreement between a theory and an observation in the history of science. It is a quiet and beautiful sign that there is a deep and fundamental piece of the cosmic puzzle that we are still missing. This is one of the deepest and most beautiful puzzles in all of physics. It is not a frustrating problem, but a wonderful and gentle invitation. It is the universe quietly and gracefully telling us that our current story of reality is incomplete. There is a deep and profound connection between the world of the very small, the quantum foam, and the world of the very large, the cosmic expansion, that we do not yet understand. There is a secret, a missing piece of the story that will one day perhaps resolve this great and beautiful mystery. To contemplate this puzzle is to be filled with a sense of deep and peaceful humility, to stand at the edge of our own knowledge and to simply and quietly wonder at the immense and beautiful depth of the reality we are a part of. It is a quiet and humble reminder that our understanding is still in its gentle infancy. We have learned so much about our universe. We have mapped the galaxies, we have understood the lives of the stars, we have read the faint ancient light from the beginning of time. But this single, profound mystery of dark energy is a gentle and constant reminder that we are still just children, just beginning to learn the language of the cosmos. It is a beautiful and necessary piece of humility. It keeps our sense of wonder alive. It is a quiet and profound assurance that the universe will continue to have beautiful, gentle, and wonderful secrets to reveal to us for a very, very long time to come. Dark energy is not a thing you can hold or see. It is, in effect, a gentle behavior of the universe. We often try to imagine dark energy as a substance, a kind of fluid or field that fills space. But it may be more helpful and more peaceful to think of it simply as a behavior. It is the universe's quiet and innate tendency to expand at an accelerating rate. It is a fundamental rule of the cosmic game. Just as gravity is the rule that says matter attracts matter, dark energy is the rule that says space creates more space. It is not something to be feared or to be fought against. It is simply a deep, quiet, and fundamental aspect of the nature of the reality we inhabit. It is the gentle cosmic wind that is filling the sails of our expanding universe. It is the quiet, insistent, and ever-present tendency of space to want to make more of itself. Imagine that the fabric of space-time is not a passive thing, but has a kind of gentle, inner life of its own. Imagine that its deepest and most fundamental desire is for growth, for openness, for ever-increasing volume. This is the essence of dark energy. It is a quiet, internal, and irresistible impulse. It is not a violent or aggressive expansion, but a gentle, steady and deeply peaceful unfolding. It is the universe itself, quietly and gracefully, choosing to become larger, more spacious, and more serene with every passing moment. It is the silent and beautiful expression of a kind of cosmic will to be free. It is like a gentle cosmic yeast, causing the bread of the universe to slowly and steadily rise. Let us return to that beautiful and gentle image. The universe is a great, dark loaf, and the galaxies are the raisins. Dark energy is the quiet, invisible, and perfectly distributed yeast within that dough. It is not a loud or dramatic ingredient. Its work is slow, silent, and invisible. But its effect, over the great and patient timescale of billions of years, is profound and transformative. It is the quiet and persistent agent of leavening, the gentle and unseen force that is causing the entire vast structure of our cosmos to become lighter, larger, and more full of space. It is the quiet, humble, and magical ingredient that is responsible for the beautiful, gentle rising of our cosmic home, unlike matter and radiation, which thin out as the universe expands. Dark energy is constant and unyielding. This is the quiet and simple secret to its eventual and gentle triumph. In the early, crowded universe, the density of matter and radiation was very high, and their collective gravity was the dominant force. But as the universe expanded, all of this matter was spread out over a larger and larger volume, and the force of gravity became weaker and weaker. But the density of dark energy, the gentle push of the void, did not change. It remained a quiet, humble, and absolutely constant pressure. And so, inevitably, there came a time when this small, constant, and unyielding push became just a little bit stronger than the fading, weakening pull of gravity. It is a quiet and beautiful story of the gentle and patient triumph of the persistent over the powerful. It is a quiet and steady heartbeat that has been beating since the beginning of time. The fundamental rhythm of our universe is this gentle, expansive pulse of dark energy. It is a beat that is not measured in seconds but in eons. It is a quiet, cosmic metronome that has been steadily and peacefully ticking away, setting the tempo for the great, unfolding symphony of space and time. Even in the early universe, when its effect was hidden beneath the much stronger force of gravity, this gentle, expansive heartbeat was still there, a quiet and persistent undertone. And as the universe has aged and grown more spacious, this deep, slow, and fundamental rhythm has become the dominant and most beautiful note in the music of the cosmos. The truth of dark energy is that the universe is not empty, but is filled with a gentle, invisible, and expansive sea. We look out at the night sky and we see a great, dark and empty void dotted with a few tiny points of light. But the unbelievable truth of dark energy tells us a different and more beautiful story. It tells us that this emptiness is not an absence. It is a substance in its own right. It is a vast, invisible and energetic ocean. And we and our galaxy and all the other galaxies are just tiny, beautiful and luminous islands floating peacefully in this great, gentle and ever-expanding cosmic sea. It is a quiet and profound shift in our perspective, a gentle invitation to see the darkness not as nothing, but as a quiet, powerful and fundamental something. This sea is calm. It is quiet, and its only desire is to grow. The energy of this cosmic ocean is not a turbulent or a chaotic one. It is an energy of profound and perfect stillness. It is a calm that is deeper and more complete than the stillest lake on the calmest day. And the only property of this great calm sea is a single, gentle, and innate desire to expand. It is not an aggressive or a violent growth, but a slow, graceful and peaceful unfolding. It is the quiet and beautiful nature of the sea to want to become ever wider, to create ever more space for its own deep and silent peace. To float in this sea is to be held in a state of perfect, gentle and ever-expanding calm. To float in this sea is to feel the deep, underlying and peaceful nature of cosmic expansion. Let your mind become as vast and as quiet as this cosmic ocean. Feel yourself as a tiny, peaceful boat, floating on its perfectly calm and silent surface. You do not feel the expansion as a violent push or a shove. You feel it simply as a gentle, effortless, and ever-widening of the horizons all around you. It is a feeling of release, of openness, and of a deep and profound sense of peace. It is the feeling of being a small, quiet, and resting part of a universe that is itself in a state of deep, eternal, and ever gentler becoming. Dark energy is the universe's own deep and quiet form of meditation. Meditation is the practice of finding a state of expansive awareness, of letting go of the contracted self and merging with a larger, more peaceful whole. Dark energy is the physical manifestation of this principle on a cosmic scale. It is the force that is gently and quietly undoing all the knots of gravity. It is the force that is allowing the universe to expand out of its dense, contracted, and early state into a state of wide, open, and boundless peace. It is the quiet, cosmic mantra of release, the gentle, universal breath that is carrying all of existence into a state of profound and ultimate stillness. It is a force of release, of letting go of gentle, outward expansion. All the other forces we know in their own way are forces of binding. The nuclear force binds the hearts of atoms. The electromagnetic force binds atoms into molecules and objects. Gravity binds stars and planets and galaxies. Dark energy is the one great and gentle exception. It is the force of unbinding. It is the quiet and persistent whisper that says, "Let go." It is the gentle and universal permission for everything to find its own peaceful and solitary space. It is the quiet, cosmic embodiment of the beautiful and deeply peaceful act of release. It is not pushing on the galaxies, but on the very space between them. This is a quiet and important distinction. Dark energy is not like a wind that is blowing the galaxies through space. The galaxies themselves are, in a sense, perfectly still, resting in their own local pocket of space-time. The force of dark energy is acting on the space between these pockets. It is the gentle and continuous creation of new space, a quiet and uniform insertion of new distance into the great cosmic map. The galaxies are not being pushed. The very ground beneath them is being gently and quietly stretched. It is a subtle, profound, and deeply peaceful kind of action. It is a quiet and subtle pressure inherent in the geometry of the world. In Einstein's equations, dark energy is not a force in the traditional sense. It is a term that describes the inherent geometry, the fundamental shape and nature of space-time itself. It is a way of saying that the natural resting state of our universe is not to be static, but to be in a state of gentle, accelerated expansion. It is a property that is as fundamental to our cosmos as the fact that circles are round or that parallel lines never meet. It is a deep, quiet, and unchangeable truth about the very mathematical and geometric foundation of our reality. The greatest mystery of the cosmos is the gentle, quiet energy of nothing at all. It is a beautiful and deeply humbling paradox. We have spent centuries studying the bright and beautiful somethings of the universe, the stars, the planets, the nebulae, and yet we have come to discover that the most important and most powerful component of our universe is the very nothing that we had always ignored. The empty space, the void, the vacuum, is not an absence. It is the quiet, gentle, and dominant actor on the cosmic stage. The unbelievable truth of dark energy is the quiet and profound truth that the universe is governed not by its contents, but by its beautiful, gentle, and energetic emptiness. It is a peaceful and profound thought that the vacuum itself is a source of immense and gentle power. Let this quiet and revolutionary idea be a source of deep and peaceful rest. The state of nothingness is not a state of lack. It is a state of pure and gentle potential. The silent, dark, and empty spaces of our universe are not a void to be feared, but a great and quiet reservoir of the very energy that is shaping the entire grand destiny of the cosmos. It is a profound and gentle reframing of our entire understanding of existence, a quiet invitation to find the beauty and the power in the simple, silent, and ever-present peace of the void. The history of the universe is a gentle, cosmic tug-of-war between two opposing forces. It is the grandest and slowest story ever told. It is a story with only two main characters, two quiet and powerful forces that have been shaping the cosmos since its very first moment. On one side, there is gravity, the great gatherer, the silent and patient artist that pulls matter together, that builds the beautiful, intricate structures of stars and galaxies. It is the force of connection, of community, of intimacy. On the other side, there is dark energy, the great releaser, the quiet and persistent force of expansion that gently nudges everything apart. It is the force of solitude, of spaciousness, of peace. The entire 13.8 billion-year history of our universe is the story of the slow, graceful, and ever-shifting balance between these two great, silent, and fundamental cosmic principles. On one side is gravity, the quiet, attractive force that pulls all matter together. Let us contemplate this gentle and familiar force for a moment. Gravity is the architect of all of the beautiful things we see in the cosmos. It is the gentle and patient hand that gathered the primordial gas into the first brilliant stars. It is the quiet and persistent shepherd that herded the stars into the great, swirling and majestic families we call galaxies. It is the force that holds you gently on your bed right now, the quiet and constant connection between you and the great living body of the earth. It is a force of intimacy, of closeness, of belonging. Its deepest and most fundamental desire is to bring all things together into a state of quiet, dense and beautiful unity. On the other side is dark energy, the gentle, repulsive force that pushes all of space apart. And let us contemplate its quiet and mysterious opposite. Dark energy is the architect of the great, silent, and empty spaces. It is the force that ensures that the universe will not collapse back in on itself, that the great cosmic story will not end in a fiery crush. It is the gentle and persistent hand that is creating more and more room, more and more quiet, more and more peace. It is a force of solitude, of distance, of release. Its deepest and most fundamental desire is to give every single thing in the universe its own vast and unbound space in which to be. It is the quiet, cosmic force of letting go. This is not a violent battle, but a slow, patient, and cosmic dance that unfolds over billions of years. The interplay between these two great forces is not a war. It is a beautiful, graceful, and perfectly choreographed ballet. In the early universe, gravity was the lead dancer, its beautiful, inward-turning motions dominating the stage. But as the dance has progressed, dark energy has slowly and gracefully taken the lead, its gentle, outward-turning motions now becoming the dominant theme of the performance. The entire history of the cosmos is this single, long and exquisitely beautiful dance, a slow and patient exchange of the lead, a perfect and harmonious expression of the two. Great and opposing, yet complementary, forces that are the heart of our reality. In the early universe, when everything was much closer together, the quiet pull of gravity was the stronger force. For the first 9 billion years of our universe's history, gravity was in charge. The cosmos was smaller, denser, and more crowded than it is today. And in this crowded ballroom, the attractive, intimate dance of gravity was the only dance that mattered. The gentle, expansive push of dark energy was there, but it was a faint and distant music, completely drowned out by the powerful, local rhythms of gravity. This was a crucial and wonderful time. It was the great era of cosmic construction, the time when gravity was given the free rein it needed to build all the beautiful and lasting structures that we now inhabit. The universe was still expanding from the Big Bang, but gravity was acting as a gentle brake, slowing the expansion down. It is a beautiful and intuitive image. The initial impulse of the Big Bang was pushing everything apart, but the collective, gravitational pull of all the matter in the universe was acting as a gentle and constant headwind, a soft and steady resistance to this expansion. The universe was like a beautiful cosmic kite, flying high on the wind of its own initial momentum, but gently and steadily held back by the long, quiet, and ever-present string of gravity. For billions of years, the story of the universe was the story of this gentle, cosmic deceleration, a slow and graceful slowing of the initial, energetic rush. This was a crucial and beautiful period in our cosmic history. The gentle dominance of gravity in the early universe was not an accident. It was an absolute necessity for our own existence. If dark energy had been the dominant force from the very beginning, the universe would have expanded so quickly and so violently that no structures could ever have formed. The primordial gas would have thinned out into a cold, empty, and featureless void before it ever had a chance to clump together. The gentle, restraining, and patient hand of gravity was the essential ingredient that allowed the universe the time it needed to build its beautiful and complex masterpieces. It was the quiet and necessary pause that allowed for the possibility of stars, of galaxies, and of us. The gentle dominance of gravity is what allowed the first stars and galaxies to form. Because gravity was in charge, the small, almost imperceptible, and random fluctuations in the density of the early universe were able to grow. The slightly denser regions had slightly more gravity, and so they gently and patiently pulled in more and more material from the surrounding space. Over hundreds of millions of years, these small, dense seeds grew into the first brilliant stars and then into the first small and beautifully chaotic galaxies. The entire vast and glittering structure of our modern universe is a direct and beautiful consequence of this long and gentle period of gravitational incubation. It is a quiet testament to the incredible creative power of this simple, attractive, and patient force. The cosmic web, the great glittering filaments of galaxies, is a beautiful fossil of this gravity-dominated era. When we map the positions of millions of galaxies in the universe, we see a structure of breathtaking and delicate beauty. We see the cosmic web. It is a vast three-dimensional lattice of long, thin filaments and dense, bright clusters, all surrounding great, dark, and empty voids. This beautiful and intricate structure is a direct snapshot of the universe as it was when gravity was the undisputed ruler. It is the great cosmic scaffolding that gravity built during the first 9 billion years of the universe's history. And now the gentle, expansive push of dark energy is slowly and quietly beginning to stretch this beautiful, ancient, and glittering web apart. But as the universe continued to expand, the matter within it became more and more spread out. This was the quiet and inevitable turning of the tide. The work of gravity is most powerful when things are close together. As the universe expanded, the galaxies and clusters of galaxies moved further and further apart. The matter in the universe became more and more dilute, and as the distance between things grew, the quiet, attractive pull of gravity between them became weaker and weaker. The great, gathering force of the cosmos was slowly and gently losing its grip, its power fading with every passing moment of cosmic expansion. The stage was slowly and quietly being set for a new and gentle force to take the lead. The attractive pull of gravity became weaker and weaker with this increasing distance. It is a simple and beautiful property of gravity. Its strength diminishes with the square of the distance. If you double the distance between two galaxies, the gravitational pull between them becomes 4 times weaker. As the universe expanded, the distances between the great superclusters of galaxies grew, and so the gravitational conversation between them became a fainter and fainter whisper. The great cosmic force that had built all the beautiful structures of the universe was slowly and gently losing its voice, its authority fading into the growing, silent, and empty spaces of the cosmos. The gentle, repulsive push of dark energy, however, remained constant, a quiet and steady pressure. And this is the quiet and beautiful secret of dark energy's eventual triumph. Its strength is not dependent on the distance between things. It is a constant, intrinsic property of space itself. So, as the universe expanded and the pull of gravity grew weaker, the gentle push of dark energy remained exactly the same. It was a small, humble, but absolutely unwavering force. It was the quiet, patient, and persistent tortoise in the great cosmic race against the strong, but slowly tiring gravitational hare. Its strength was not in its power, but in its profound and unending constancy. A few billion years ago, a gentle and silent tipping point was reached. There was a quiet and unremarkable moment in the long history of our universe. It was a moment with no fanfare, no explosion, no great announcement. It was simply the moment when the ever-weakening, attractive pull of gravity on the very largest of scales became just slightly infinitesimally less powerful than the constant, gentle, and repulsive push of dark energy. It was the moment when the great cosmic tug-of-war reached a point of perfect, fleeting balance, and then, gently and quietly, began to tip in a new direction. It was the moment the universe stopped slowing down and began, ever so gently, to speed up. At this moment, the universe stopped slowing down and began its long, slow, and gentle acceleration. From this quiet and unceremonious moment onwards, the future of our universe was set on a new and different course. The era of gravity's dominance was over, and the long, slow, and gentle era of dark energy had begun. From this point on, the expansion of the universe would no longer be a story of deceleration, but a story of a quiet, peaceful, and ever-increasing acceleration. It was a profound and fundamental shift in the very character of our cosmos, a quiet and gentle pivot from a future of potential collapse to a future of eternal, peaceful, and serene expansion. We are living in the beautiful, twilight era of this great cosmic transition. We are incredibly fortunate. We are living in a special and privileged moment in the long history of the universe. We are here in the time just after this great cosmic tipping point. This means that our universe is still rich with the beautiful and complex structures that gravity was able to build during its long reign. But it also means that we are able to see the first gentle and beautiful effects of the new and rising reign of dark energy. We are living in a perfect cosmic moment, a quiet and beautiful twilight between two great eons, a time when we are able to look back and see the history of a gravity-dominated universe, and to look forward and see the future of a dark energy-dominated one. We are lucky enough to be able to see the evidence of both forces at work. When we look at our own galaxy and our own local group, we see the beautiful and triumphant work of gravity. We see a quiet, stable, and gravitationally bound family of stars and galaxies. But when we look out at the most distant superclusters, we see the beautiful and gentle work of dark energy. We see everything gently and quietly accelerating away from us. Our universe in this present moment is a perfect and beautiful collage, a place where we can see both of the great cosmic forces in a state of delicate and magnificent interplay. It is a quiet and profound gift of perspective, a chance to see the whole beautiful and dynamic story of the cosmos at once. Dark matter also plays a quiet and important role in this dance. The quiet, invisible substance of dark matter is the great and powerful ally of gravity. It is the extra, unseen mass that provides the majority of the gravitational pull within a galaxy and within a cluster of galaxies. It is the deep, strong, and silent anchor of gravity in the cosmos. In the great cosmic tug-of-war, we can imagine that all the normal visible matter and all the invisible dark matter are on one team, the team of gravity, all pulling together. It is the combined, quiet, and immense strength of all this matter that held back the expansion of the universe for so long, and which continues to hold our beautiful, local, cosmic structures together. Our own Milky Way and the Andromeda Galaxy are still gently falling towards each other, a quiet victory for gravity. On the scale of our own local cosmic neighborhood, the dance is still being led by gravity. The gravitational pull between our Milky Way and our great sister galaxy Andromeda is strong enough to overcome the gentle, expansive push of the dark energy between them. And so for the last several billion years, these two great spiral cities of stars have been slowly and gently falling towards each other. In another 4 billion years, they will begin a long, slow, and incredibly graceful dance of merging, a quiet and beautiful, local testament to the enduring, connective, and creative power of the force of gravity. But the great, distant superclusters of galaxies are all quietly drifting away from us, a gentle victory for dark energy. While gravity may be winning the local battles, dark energy is quietly and gently winning the great cosmic war. On the very largest of scales, on the immense and empty battlefields between the great galactic superclusters, the small, constant, and repulsive push of dark energy is the undisputed victor. The great cosmic tide of expansion is now too strong for the faint, long-range whispers of gravity to overcome. And so the great distant continents of the cosmos are all now sailing away from us and from each other on a quiet, gentle, and ever-accelerating tide into a future of peaceful and profound solitude. The universe is a place of beautiful and gentle, nested loyalties. It is a quiet and beautiful hierarchy of forces. On the scale of an atom, the nuclear forces rule. On the scale of a planet, a star, and a galaxy, the quiet, persistent pull of gravity is the law of the land. Our bodies are loyal to the Earth is loyal to the Sun, and the Sun is loyal to the center of the Milky Way. But on the very largest scale, the scale of the entire observable cosmos, all things are ultimately loyal to the gentle, expansive and inexorable push of dark energy. It is a beautiful and peaceful system of nested gravitational families, all floating in a great, quiet, and ever-expanding ocean of cosmic potential. On a small scale, gravity is the king. On the larger scales, dark energy quietly reigns. Let this simple and peaceful thought be a final resting place for your mind. The universe has two rulers, a ruler for the small and a ruler for the large. In the crowded, intimate, and beautiful places, the places full of matter and of light, the gentle, gathering force of gravity is the quiet and benevolent king. But in the vast, silent, and empty places, the great cosmic voids that make up most of our reality, the gentle, expansive force of dark energy is the quiet and undisputed queen. And our beautiful, complex, and ever-evolving universe is the peaceful and harmonious kingdom that they rule together. The fate of the universe is the story of the final, gentle outcome of this cosmic tug-of-war. For billions of years, these two great and silent forces, gravity and dark energy, have been engaged in their slow and graceful dance for the soul of the cosmos. But this is a dance with a known and gentle ending. Because dark energy is a constant and unyielding property of space itself, its influence grows as the universe expands. And because gravity is a force that weakens with distance, its influence fades. The outcome is not a sudden or dramatic victory, but a slow, graceful, and inevitable transition. The story of the universe's fate is the story of gravity's quiet and dignified retreat, and dark energy's slow, gentle, and peaceful ascent to become the final, undisputed, and serene ruler of the cosmos. It is a story that ends not with a bang, but with a long, slow, and beautiful fading whisper. It is a story that is being written in the faint, ancient light of the most distant stars. We're not just guessing at this future. The universe is telling us this story itself in its own quiet and beautiful language. The story is written in the faint, red-shifted light of the type Ia supernovae, the cosmic lighthouses that first revealed the accelerating expansion. Their faintness is the first chapter of this future history. The story is also written in the vast, empty voids of the cosmic web, the great, silent spaces that dark energy has carved out. It is written in the gentle background hum of the cosmic microwave background. To study the cosmos is to be a quiet and patient reader of this single, great, and epic story, a story that tells us not only of our past, but also of our quiet, peaceful, and very, very distant future. The two great dark mysteries of the cosmos, dark matter and dark energy, are the two lead dancers in this silent ballet. It is a beautiful and humbling thought that the grand, cosmic performance that has been unfolding for 13.8 billion years is a ballet in which the two lead dancers are completely invisible to us. All the beautiful shining things that we can see, the stars, the nebulae, the galaxies, are just the glittering costumes on these two great and unseen performers. Dark matter is the dancer that provides the strong, stable, and anchoring presence, the quiet center around which everything gracefully turns. And dark energy is the dancer that provides the light, expansive and ethereal movements, the graceful leaps and turns that carry the performance ever outwards, into a state of greater and greater beauty and space. One is the force of gathering, the other is the force of release. This is the simplest and most peaceful way to hold these two great, mysterious forces in your mind. Gravity in all its forms is the force of gathering. It is the universe's quiet desire to create families, to build communities, to hold things together in a state of warm, dense, and intimate connection. Dark energy is the force of release. It is the universe's quiet and equally beautiful desire for solitude, for space, for the peace and freedom of an unbound existence. The entire history of the cosmos and its long, slow future is a perfect and beautiful expression of the ever-shifting balance between the need to hold on and the wisdom of letting go. The universe is a beautiful and gentle expression of the perfect, ever-shifting balance between them. For a time, the force of gathering was stronger, and the universe was a place of building and of beautiful, structural creation. And now the force of release is becoming stronger, and the universe is becoming a place of quiet, gentle, and peaceful unfolding. One is not better than the other. Both are essential parts of the great cosmic story. The universe, in its deep and quiet wisdom, has a time for everything. It has a time for coming together, and it has a time for drifting apart. And to witness this is to feel a sense of deep, peaceful, and profound acceptance of the natural, beautiful, and ever-shifting cycles of existence. The dance is not chaotic, but graceful and predictable. Because we understand the nature of these two forces, the future of the universe is not a frightening or an unknown thing. It is a story whose final chapters we can read with a sense of quiet and peaceful certainty. The accelerating expansion is not a runaway, chaotic process. It is a smooth, gentle, and perfectly predictable unfolding, governed by the same elegant and unchanging laws of physics that have governed the universe since its very first moments. There are no surprises, no sudden turns. There is only the slow, graceful, and deeply peaceful continuation of the great cosmic dance, a dance that is moving with an infinite and gentle patience towards its final, quiet, and beautiful concluding pose. It is the slow, deep, and quiet rhythm that shapes the entire history of the cosmos. Let your own small and fast rhythm of your breath begin to soften and slow. Feel it begin to tune itself to this much greater, much slower, and much more peaceful cosmic rhythm. The rhythm of the universe is not a frantic or an anxious one. It is a rhythm of deep, slow, and majestic change, a rhythm where 1 billion years is but a single beat in the great cosmic song. To feel this rhythm is to let go of your own small sense of hurry. It is to sink into a time scale that is a form of deep, peaceful, and profound eternity. It is the quiet and gentle rhythm of forever. To understand this dance is to understand the deep, peaceful, and fundamental nature of our universe. The universe is not a random collection of objects. It is a single, unified, and evolving story. And the plot of this story is the beautiful and gentle interplay between gravity and dark energy. To understand this is to understand the very soul of the cosmos. It is to understand that the universe is a place of both connection and of release, of both structure and of freedom. It is to see that the entire vast and complex history of everything that has ever been is the result of a single, simple, and incredibly elegant cosmic idea, the idea of a perfect and ever-shifting balance. It is a gentle reminder that all of existence is a beautiful and delicate balance of opposing, yet harmonious, forces. We see this principle not just in the cosmos, but in our own quiet lives. There is the rhythm of our breath, the balance of the inhale and the exhale. There is the rhythm of our hearts, the balance of the contraction and the release. There is the rhythm of our days, the balance of the activity of the day, and the deep, restorative peace of the night. The universe, on its grandest possible scale, is a perfect and beautiful reflection of this same deep and fundamental principle. It is a quiet and profound reminder that the nature of all things is a gentle, peaceful, and harmonious dance of opposites. The gentle push of dark energy suggests the universe will expand forever. This is the quiet and beautiful implication of our current understanding. The gentle, repulsive force of dark energy is a constant and unchanging property of space, As the universe expands, the pull of gravity will continue to get weaker and weaker, while the gentle push of dark energy will remain the same, and in total will grow stronger. This means there is nothing that can stop the expansion. The universe is not destined to one day reverse its course and collapse in on itself. It is on a one-way journey, a long, slow, and infinitely gentle path towards a future of ever-increasing space and ever-increasing quiet. It is a future without a final, fiery end, a future of peaceful and unending unfolding. The future of the cosmos is one of ever-increasing space, of ever-increasing quiet, and of ever-increasing peace. Let this thought be a deep and gentle comfort. The ultimate destiny of our universe is a state of profound and perfect stillness. The gentle work of dark energy is to create more and more space, to give everything more and more room, to thin everything out until the great cosmic symphony of creation has faded into a single, soft, and eternal note of silence. It is a journey away from the hot, dense, and noisy state of the beginning, and towards a cool, diffuse, and perfectly quiet end. It is the universe's own long and patient journey towards the ultimate and most profound form of sleep. This is not a sudden or violent end, but a slow, graceful, and infinitely gentle unfolding. The timescales of this future are so vast that they beggar the human imagination. This is not a story that will happen tomorrow, or in 1,000,000 years, or even in 1,000,000,000 years. It is a story that will be written over trillions upon trillions of years. It is a process of change that is so slow, so patient, and so graceful that from the perspective of a single human lifetime, or even the lifetime of a whole civilization, nothing would seem to be changing at all. It is the gentlest and most peaceful of all possible futures, a slow and quiet fading, like the light of a perfect sunset that has been stretched out to last for an eternity. The timescales of this future are so vast they are like a form of eternity. Our own minds are accustomed to the rhythms of days, of seasons, of lifetimes, but the rhythm of the universe's future is a different kind of time altogether. The time it will take for the last stars to fade is thousands of times longer than the current age of the universe. And the time it will take for the universe to reach its final quiet state is a number so large that it has no meaningful name. To contemplate this is to let go of our own small and hurried sense of time. It is to sink into a deep, peaceful, and oceanic feeling of forever, a quiet and gentle merging with a time scale that is, for all human purposes, a true and beautiful eternity over trillions of years. The distant galaxies will drift away from us one by one. Imagine yourself in the far, far future. The great cosmic expansion has continued, silently and gently, for an immense span of time. As you look out into the night sky, you would see a very different and much quieter view. The beautiful, distant, and spiral galaxies that we can see today would have drifted so far away from us that their light would be too stretched, too faint, and too redshifted to be seen at all. They would have gently and quietly slipped over the cosmic horizon, their faint, farewell light no longer able to reach us. It is not a violent departure, but a slow, graceful, and silent drifting apart of old friends. Their light will become so redshifted that it will be undetectable. This is the gentle and quiet way that the distant universe will fade from our view. The light from these receding galaxies will still be traveling towards us, but the space it is traveling through will be stretching at an ever-increasing rate. This will stretch the light's wavelength so much that it will shift from the visible spectrum, down through the infrared, through the microwave, and finally into radio waves with a wavelength so long that they would be impossible to detect. The galaxies will not have disappeared, but they will have become silent ghosts, their beautiful, shining forms faded into a quiet and perfect invisibility. The universe will have gently and quietly drawn a curtain around our own local cosmic home. The night sky of the far, far future will be a much more quiet and lonely place. The great, rich and bustling tapestry of distant galaxies that we see in our own night sky will be gone. The sky of this distant future will be a place of deep, profound, and almost perfect darkness. But it will not be completely empty. The stars of our own local cosmic family will still be there. The great, merged galaxy of our Milky Way and Andromeda will still shine with a beautiful, soft, and gentle light. The sky will be a place of deep and profound solitude, a quiet and peaceful canvas with only the familiar, gentle, and beautiful light of our own immediate cosmic home. It will be a simpler, quieter, and perhaps even more peaceful sky than our own. It will be a sky with only the stars of our own local, gravitationally bound galaxy. This is the beautiful and quiet power of gravity. While the great global push of dark energy will drive all the distant superclusters of galaxies apart, the gentle local pull of gravity will hold our own small family together. The local group of galaxies, with our own Milky Way and Andromeda as its two great parents, is a gravitationally bound system. It is a single cosmic unit that will resist the great expansive tide. We will not be torn apart. We will simply be a single, beautiful, and lonely island of light, a great, gravitationally bound family, drifting together on our own quiet and solitary journey into the ever-widening and ever-darkening cosmic sea. Our Milky Way will have merged with Andromeda to form a single, great, and peaceful elliptical galaxy. The long, slow, and gentle fall of our two galaxies towards each other will, in about 4 to 5 billion years, result in a beautiful and creative merger. Over the course of hundreds of millions of years, our two beautiful spiral galaxies will dance through each other, their stars passing like ghosts, their shapes pulled into long, beautiful, tidal streams. This great cosmic dance will trigger a final, brilliant, and beautiful burst of star formation. And when the dance is finally over, the two galaxies will have settled into a new, single, and much larger form. They will have become a great, quiet, and stable elliptical galaxy, a single, unified, and peaceful family of over 1 trillion stars. This great island universe will be our final, quiet home, a single, lonely city of stars in an ever-widening ocean of dark. Let your mind rest on this final, peaceful, and beautiful image of our far distant future. We are the inhabitants of a single, great, and gravitationally bound metropolis of stars. And this metropolis is a single island of light, floating in a vast, dark, and ever-growing ocean of empty space. There are no other islands in sight. The horizons are empty in every direction. There is only our own quiet, beautiful, and self-contained home, a single, glittering jewel, held together by its own gentle and enduring gravity, in a state of profound, peaceful, and eternal solitude. This is not a sad thought, but a deeply peaceful one. It is a journey into ultimate solitude and stillness. The idea of being alone in the universe can sometimes feel like a lonely one, but this future solitude is a different kind of aloneness. It is not the solitude of abandonment, but the solitude of a deep, profound, and earned peace. It is the quiet and gentle stillness that comes at the end of a long and beautiful story. It is the universe finally giving our own local corner of reality a state of perfect and uninterrupted quiet. It is a journey into a state of deep, cosmic contemplation, a final and beautiful resting place for our collective galactic soul. Within our own galaxy, the stars will continue their slow, gentle, and beautiful lives for trillions of years more. The great cosmic story will not be over. Within our own single island galaxy, the beautiful and patient lives of the stars will continue to unfold. The stars will continue to shine, the planets will continue their silent, graceful orbit, and the great, slow, and beautiful cycles of stellar life and death will continue for an almost unimaginable span of time. The future is not a sudden and dark end, but a long, slow, and incredibly graceful fading. The lights of our great cosmic city will not all go out at once. They will slowly, gently, and beautifully, one by one, burn down to their final, quiet, and glowing embers over a time scale that is 1,000 times longer than the entire current age of the universe. The last small red dwarf stars will burn with a gentle ruby light for an almost unimaginable length of time. The great bright and massive stars will live their fast and furious lives and will die out relatively quickly. But the small, cool and gentle red dwarfs, the most common type of star in our galaxy, are the true masters of longevity. They are so small and so efficient that they sip their nuclear fuel with an incredible and patient slowness. Their lifespans are not measured in billions of years, but in trillions. They will be the last gentle and beautiful lights of the universe. The far, far future of our galaxy will be a dim, quiet and peaceful place, a great, dark city lit only by the faint, gentle and eternal ruby red glow of these last, ancient and incredibly patient stars. The great era of star formation will slowly and gently come to a quiet close. Eventually, after trillions of years, all the free-floating gas and dust in our merged galaxy will have been used up. It will all have been gathered into stars, or blown away into the cold, intergalactic void. The great, beautiful, and colorful nebulae, the stellar nurseries where new stars are born, will have faded and disappeared. The universe will no longer be a place of creation. The great cosmic engine of starbirth will have gently and quietly run out of fuel. It will be a time of great and profound maturity, a universe that is no longer in the business of making new things, but is simply and quietly living with the beautiful and gentle things it has already made. The universe will have used up all of its free-floating gas, the gentle fuel for new stars. It is a quiet and natural end to a long and beautiful process. The great cosmic cycle of gas collapsing into stars and stars returning their gas to the galaxy is not a perfect one. With each generation of stars, a little more of the material is locked away in the quiet, gentle, and long-lasting embers of dead stars like white dwarfs and neutron stars. And so inevitably there will come a time when there is no more gas left to create new, brilliant points of light. The great creative fire of the cosmos will have gently and quietly burned itself out, leaving behind a beautiful dark and silent collection of its own, enduring and beautiful ashes. The great cosmic nurseries will fall silent, their work of creation finally done. Imagine the beautiful glowing and colorful nebulae like Orion, or the pillars of creation. These are the vibrant and active workshops of the universe. In the far future, these workshops will be empty and dark. Their beautiful, glowing gases will have been incorporated into the last generation of stars. Their brilliant young blue stars will have long since faded. The universe will have become a quieter and less colorful place. It will be a place of memory, a place that holds the beautiful and silent relics of its own, more creative and more vibrant youth. It will be a universe that has gracefully and peacefully retired. The universe will then be filled with the quiet, fading and gentle embers of dead stars. This is the stelliferous era giving way to the degenerate era. The sky will no longer be filled with the bright, burning lights of active stars. It will be a much darker and more subtle place, populated by the quiet, compact and slowly cooling corpses of the stars that once were. The white dwarfs will still glow with a faint, residual heat, like the white embers in a dying fire. The neutron stars will still spin in the darkness, And the black holes will still be there, the silent and gravitational ghosts of the most massive stars. It will be a universe of deep, profound, and almost perfect darkness, a quiet and gentle graveyard of the beautiful lights that once filled the cosmos. The white dwarfs, the neutron stars, and the black holes will be the last remaining objects. And even these, on a time scale that is so vast it is almost meaningless, will slowly and gently fade away. The protons that make up the white dwarfs and the neutron stars may themselves eventually decay, causing these objects to slowly and quietly evaporate over an unimaginable span of time. And even the black holes, the masters of permanence, will slowly and gently radiate their energy away through a process called Hawking radiation. A great, supermassive black hole might take a googol, that is, a 1 followed by 100 zeros, years to finally evaporate and disappear. It is a process of such profound and unimaginable slowness that it is a form of perfect, gentle, and final peace. The universe will slowly and gracefully approach a final state of perfect equilibrium. This is the ultimate and most peaceful destiny of our cosmos. It is the end state that is gently and quietly promised by the second law of thermodynamics. It is a state where all the energy of the universe has been perfectly and uniformly distributed. It is a state where there are no more hot spots and no more cold spots. It is a state where there is no more change, no more action, no more events, because there is no more available energy to drive them. It will be a universe in a state of perfect, gentle, and eternal rest, a final and beautiful conclusion to its long and epic story. It will be a state of incredible, profound, and unending peace. Let this thought be a deep and gentle comfort to you as you prepare for your own nightly state of rest. The ultimate future of all things is a state of perfect, quiet, and unbroken peace. The entire vast and complex machinery of the cosmos is on a one-way journey towards a state of absolute and final stillness. The gentle, expansive push of dark energy is the quiet and patient guide on this journey. It is the force that is ensuring that the universe will not end in a fiery and chaotic crunch, but in a slow, graceful, and deeply peaceful fade to a state of perfect, eternal calm. It will be a universe where the temperature is the same everywhere, just a fraction of a degree above absolute zero. It will be a universe of a single, constant, and incredibly low temperature. It will be a place of perfect thermal silence. There will be no more flow of heat because there will be no more differences in temperature. And without the flow of energy, there can be no more work, no more change, no more life as we know it. It will be a universe that has reached its final and most stable state, a state of deep, cold, and perfect democratic uniformity. It is the quiet and beautiful end state of a long and wonderful journey, the final, gentle, and peaceful resolution of all things. There will be no more change, no more action, no more events. Imagine a perfectly still and silent pond with no wind, no ripples, no life. This is the future of the universe. It is a state of such profound and unchanging peace that the very concept of time may no longer have any meaning. Time is something we measure by the changing of things. In a universe where nothing ever changes, time itself may come to a quiet and gentle stop. It will be a single, silent, and eternal moment of perfect, unchanging, and deeply peaceful being. It is the universe's own final and most profound form of deep and dreamless sleep. It will be a state of perfect, gentle, and eternal rest. This is the unbelievable but gentle truth of dark energy. Its ultimate purpose, its final gift to the cosmos, is a state of unending and perfect rest. It is the force that is gently and quietly guiding our entire, vast and complex universe to its own final and beautiful bedtime. The story of the cosmos is, in the end, a great, cosmic lullaby, a long, slow, and beautiful song that is gently and quietly singing itself and everything within it to a final, peaceful, and eternal sleep. This is not a death in the way we understand it, but a final and beautiful state of being. Our human concept of death is one of loss, of an end to a story. But this future state of the universe is not an end in that same way. It is a resolution. It is the final, beautiful, and silent chord of a great cosmic symphony. It is a state of perfect and complete wholeness, a state where all the strivings, all the changes, and all the beautiful dramas of the universe's long life have finally and peacefully been resolved. It is not an absence, but a final and perfect presence, a state of pure, quiet, and eternal being. It is the universe finally, after trillions of years, coming to a perfect and complete state of stillness. Let this image be a deep and gentle anchor for your own drifting mind. Imagine all the great swirling and chaotic motions of the cosmos, the spinning of the galaxies, the orbiting of the stars, the explosions of the supernovae. Now imagine all of this motion over an immense and patient timescale, slowly, gracefully, and gently coming to a perfect and final stop. It is a journey into a state of the most profound and absolute quiet imaginable. It is the universe itself, finally and peacefully, holding its breath forever. It is the great cosmic exhalation, finally and completely finished. The Big Bang was the universe's great initial inhalation. The long 13.8 billion year history of our cosmos has been the slow and beautiful process of the exhalation. Dark energy is the final, gentle, and accelerating push of this great cosmic breath. And the final state of the universe is the moment when this exhalation is finally and completely finished. It is the moment of perfect, peaceful, and empty-lunged stillness that comes at the very end of a long and satisfying sigh. It is a state of profound and beautiful release, a final and complete letting go. The story of dark energy is the story of how the universe finds its ultimate, deep, and lasting peace. This mysterious and gentle force is not a villain in the cosmic story. It is the quiet and humble hero. It is the force that saves the universe from a future of endless, cyclical collapse and rebirth, or from a state of eternal, unresolved tension. It is the gentle and patient guide that is leading the entire cosmos on a long and beautiful pilgrimage, a journey whose only and final destination is a state of perfect, profound, and everlasting peace. Dark energy is the universe's own deep and quiet form of grace. It is a gentle and reassuring thought that the ultimate fate of all things is a state of quiet and rest. In our own small lives, we often strive for action, for achievement, for motion. But the universe, in its deep and profound wisdom, is showing us that the final and most stable state of all is a state of rest. The entire vast and epic story of the cosmos is a long and beautiful journey towards a final, peaceful, and eternal sleep. To feel this is to feel a deep sense of peace about our own small and nightly need for rest. It is to feel that our own gentle surrender to sleep is a small and beautiful participation in the great cosmic destiny of all things. The journey of the cosmos is a long and beautiful journey from a state of intense energy to a state of profound calm. It is a story that we can all understand and feel in our own bodies. It is the journey from the bright, loud, and energetic state of the midday sun to the cool, dark, and silent state of the deep night. The universe, on the grandest possible scale, is on this exact same journey. It is on a long and beautiful trajectory from the incredible, hot, and dense energy of its beginning to the incredible, cool, and diffuse calm of its final end. It is a gentle, universal, and deeply reassuring story of a long and graceful settling down. The gentle push of dark energy is the quiet and patient guide on this final journey. It is the constant, gentle, and unwavering hand that is ensuring that the universe remains on this path towards ultimate and final peace. It is the quiet, cosmic shepherd that is gently and patiently herding the entire, vast flock of existence towards its final and most peaceful pasture. It is a force not of chaos, but of deep and profound order. It is the beautiful and gentle guarantee that the story of our universe will have a quiet, peaceful, and deeply satisfying end. It is the force that is ensuring that the universe will have a gentle, peaceful, and infinitely slow end. The future that dark energy promises us is a future without hurry. It is a future where the final act of the cosmic play is stretched out over a time scale so vast that it is a form of eternity. It is the gentlest and most graceful of all possible endings. It is not a sudden and dramatic curtain fall, but a slow, peaceful, and almost imperceptible fading of the lights. A process so slow and so gentle that it is a form of perfect and unending peace in its own right. The darkness is not an absence, but a presence, a state of deep and restful being. In this far future universe, the darkness will not be an emptiness to be feared. It will be the final and most perfect state of being. It will be a darkness that is full of a deep, quiet, and peaceful energy. It will be a darkness that holds the gentle, fading memory of all the beautiful light and all the wonderful life that once was. It is the quiet and gentle darkness of a perfect, dreamless, and deeply restorative sleep, a final and beautiful state of pure, simple, and untroubled being. To contemplate this future is to feel a sense of peace that transcends our own small and hurried lives. It is to connect with a time scale and a destiny that is so vast, so gentle, and so profound that it makes our own daily worries seem to fade into a beautiful and gentle insignificance. It is to feel ourselves as a tiny, fleeting part of a great cosmic story whose final chapter is one of perfect and unending peace. It is a quiet and powerful meditation, a gentle and beautiful way of finding a deep and lasting sense of perspective, and a profound and abiding sense of calm. It is to connect with a timescale that is a form of quiet, gentle, and beautiful eternity. Let your own small sense of time dissolve. Let go of yesterday, let go of tomorrow. Feel yourself floating in this great, deep, and quiet river of cosmic time. It is a river that is flowing with a slow, majestic, and unstoppable current towards a great, calm, and silent sea of eternal peace. To feel this is to feel a sense of profound and deep security. It is to know that the destination of all things is a place of rest, and to simply and quietly allow yourself to float on this gentle and beautiful cosmic current. The ultimate truth of dark energy is a truth of release, of letting go, and of a final, graceful surrender. It is the universe's great, final lesson written on a cosmic scale. It is a lesson that teaches us that the ultimate state of being is not one of holding on, but one of letting go. It is a lesson that shows us that the greatest strength is not in resistance, but in a gentle and graceful surrender to the deep, quiet, and fundamental flow of existence. Dark energy is the quiet, cosmic master that is teaching the entire universe this one simple and profoundly beautiful lesson. It is the universe's own deep and quiet form of falling asleep. Think of the universe now as a great, tired, and ancient being. It has lived a long and beautiful life of 13.8 billion years. It has been filled with the bright, energetic, and chaotic thoughts of star formation and galaxy mergers. And now it is beginning to feel the gentle cosmic pull of its own deep tiredness. The accelerating expansion is the beginning of its great final and cosmic surrender to sleep. It is the universe letting go of its waking thoughts and beginning its long, slow, and gentle descent into a state of deep, dreamless, and eternal rest. The cosmos is not a story of endless struggle, but a story of an eventual and beautiful resolution. It is a story that, in its final telling, is a story of peace. It is a story where all the great cosmic tensions are finally and gently resolved. It is a story where all the great cosmic music finds its final, beautiful, and silent chord. It is a deeply hopeful and reassuring story. It is a quiet and gentle promise that in the very, very end, all will be well, and all will be at peace. The entire vast and complex machinery of the universe is on a long and beautiful journey towards a single, simple, and deeply restful final state. The gentle, constant, and mysterious push of dark energy is a promise of this ultimate peace. This strange and beautiful force is not a mystery to be feared. It is a quiet and gentle promise from the universe to itself. It is a promise that its end will not be violent. It is a promise that its end will be one of grace, of space, and of a deep and profound stillness. It is a promise that the great cosmic story will have a quiet, peaceful, and deeply satisfying conclusion. It is the gentle and constant reassurance that the final destination of all things is a place of perfect and unending rest, and that is a quiet, beautiful, and deeply unbelievable truth to rest with as you let yourself drift into the peaceful, dark energy of your own deep sleep. Let the great cosmic story of the universe be your own personal lullaby tonight. Let the gentle, accelerating expansion of the cosmos be the rhythm that soothes your mind. Let the quiet, mysterious, and peaceful nature of dark energy be the soft, dark blanket that covers you. The universe, in its own slow and majestic way, is going to sleep, and it is inviting you in this quiet and peaceful moment to join it. And so our wandering through the quiet mystery of dark energy comes to its final, peaceful close. We have drifted on the great, expanding tide of the cosmos, and we have felt the gentle cosmic dance between the force that gathers and the force that releases. The journey is over now, and all that is left is the deep and profound stillness that this great mystery inspires. We have learned that the universe is not a story of endless struggle, but a long, slow, and beautiful journey towards a state of ultimate and final peace. We have felt the quiet and gentle truth that the destiny of all things is a deep and profound rest. The same gentle, expansive peace that is the ultimate fate of the cosmos is available to you, right here and right now. The same quiet, dark energy that fills the great silent voids between the galaxies is the same deep and peaceful quiet that is now filling your room. You are not separate from this great sleeping universe. You are a dreaming part of it. So now let yourself become one with this great silent peace. Let go of the story, let go of the day. Let the quiet cosmic night hold you. Let yourself drift into the gentle, dark energy of your own deep sleep. Good night.